Okay, so I'm gonna start off here using a size J crochet hook. Maybe I should use something a little bit smaller. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to use a smaller crochet hook. A little bit smaller. Let me see what I've got here. What's this one? A size G. We'll use a size G this time. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be pretty easy, I hope. So what we're going to do is I'm going to work about a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. So I've got a chain of 50 right here. Okay. Let me see here. I need to get over here to my channel. Okay. And so I'm working on 50. Should we make it small? I think we should probably make it small. Now, so now I need to have something to grab a hold of. And so I'm going to work half double crochet all across. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing half double crochet. Oh, 8. Oh, I screwed up a little bit. Was I working single crochet? I was working single crochet. I need to rip this out and work half double crochet, not single crochet. It would work with single crochet, but I just wanted to work half double crochet here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need to say hello to some of you. Dana Hollenbeck, hello. I'm working on a crochet rose right now. So I made a chain of 50 and I'm working half double crochet across the row. Now this one, the number is not really going to matter because how I work it, it doesn't have to be exact. And actually the more full that the rose is, the prettier that it is. And so I'm just working it all the way across. I know a lot of you see the beautiful roses that have been made on the internet over the decades, and I thought, why not make a rose today, make a flower? And so that's what I'm working on. I should have put flower in my title, but I didn't. I can do that later. You know, rose, flower, it's the same thing. I'm hoping that eventually AI will learn that rose and flower is the same thing, even though they do have specific names. I'm pretty sure it knows that it's a flower. If not, we'll get her done and we'll get it back in there. We'll get flower in there. I mean, otherwise it's like, okay, do I just make crochet flowers? I can just make crochet flowers. And I know the flower companies like to have names. The flower companies actually like to have names of things, you know, and even on, you know, when they sell flowers to people to grow in their gardens and things like that, they have specific names. And I noticed premium, my goodness sakes, premium type of selling flowers has become very, very, very popular. I've noticed that I have a website that has a lot of premium type of flowers on it. And it's rather interesting how they're doing that. And so we're almost done. This is going to probably be a small rose. And so I'm just working single crochet all the way, not single, half double crochet. Half double crochet if you're new. This is how you work a half double crochet. So this is just going to be, this frustrates me because I keep hearing that shorts don't actually count in videos or something. I don't know. You know, because the thing is, I can show you a 15-second short on how to make a half double crochet, which I think they should count. But here goes the half double crochet, yarn over, put it below the chain, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And we got it done in less than 15 seconds. I'm thinking it should count, but I keep hearing that the short videos don't count towards watch time. And that's kind of sad if that's true. Because it's like I've got a lot of shorts that I think they're fun and humorous, and they kind of tie right in with my personality. And, you know, it's... Okay, Fendi has a kind of a penis fetish here. Okay. You've written it enough times, haven't you? I know. Happiness, 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 happiness. I know you're repeating the word over. Why are you repeating the word over and over again? I'm just going to let Google's stuff take care of that, and I think that it will. Google has its own moderation that it does with stuff like this, I believe. You're flooding the chat with, that's what you're doing, is you're flooding the chat with that word. Like, why are you flooding the chat with that word? You're a turtle? Oh, a turtleneck with, the cowl neck. Are you circumcised or uncircumcised? I'd like to ask that question. You're a cowl neck. Are you circumcised or uncircumcised? Can you tell me? And so, okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is working 1, 2 half double crochet, and then I am working 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and now I am going to work a triple crochet. Let's get all of them in there. And I'm going to try to make a point here. I'm trying to make a point here. Do you guys see? I'm trying to make a point. The only point I'm trying to make here is a point on my rows. So I'm going to work 2. I have a feeling it's going to be rounded though. Let's see. I think it's going to be rounded. Unless, yeah, it is rounded unless I do something a little bit different. I can make pointed rose petal here by doing a chain. Let's do a chain 2, and then we'll do another. Did you know I made the moon? You made the moon? Really? I think you sound like you're full of okay, you made the moon. What kind of moon did you make? Okay, so I got 2 double crochet there. Oh no, I don't think I'm too fond of that. But so what I need to do here with this is I need to work my triple crochet. Okay, so what I need to do is go through here. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Am I going to work them all together or separately? Okay, let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Is that gonna, yeah, that'll work, I think. Now work 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and then 2 half double crochet, half. So we'll do, hang on, we'll do half and half, half double crochet and half double crochet. Alrighty, that's gonna work. That's gonna give us our little point there. Do you see that? I made my point. It's made out of a styrofoam moon. You know what? You reminded me of something. When I was a kid, I made styrofoam. I made styrofoam solar system out of the. Oh, I'm having a brain fart, a mouth fart more than anything. A brain fart trying to get it out of my mouth. When I was a kid, I made the solar system in a box. And it was actually, it was a lot of fun. You eat styrofoam? That doesn't sound like a, do you have some kind of really weird fetish that you're doing that's taking place there? Okay, so you eat styrofoam? That sounds kind of gross. Okay, we're doing 2 double, and then a triple. Why do you eat styrofoam? That doesn't sound very healthy. That kind of sounds like rice cakes, sort of, because I always thought rice cakes tasted like styrofoam. Or are you a are you a vacuum cleaner? Are you playing some kind of charades game or something that I don't know about? That's 1, 2, 3. So I'm working all of these together here. Oh, you're autistic. Oh. I didn't know that autistic people eat styrofoam. I had no idea about that. Okay, so we're doing half and then half. Okay, so we've got 2 points made here. Oh, these are big, beautiful. Do you see how they're going to roll right around? Oh, these would work on the Richards too. Oh, these would work on the Richards. They work. This would be a nice fin, a nice tail fin for a fish. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. A lot of the stitches are interchangeable, and so I'm skipping. I'm going to have to skip 2, I think, this time, because otherwise I'm going to be making it really, really full. And I don't know that I want it that full. And when I say full, that means that it's going to be so full of stitches that it's not even manageable for me. I don't know. Maybe I should do one more. Now I need to skip 2. Okay, half double crochet, half, double, triple. Okay, so we've got 3 right there. Did you know that a bird can fly, but a fly can't bird? A fly can't bird. Well, actually, that's not true. If a fly lands on a bird, then the fly is birding. Isn't it? Don't you think? Okay, so I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to work 1, 2, 3. See, I got you. I got you there. How does a bird mosquito? 1, 2. Can a mosquito fly? Is a mosquito a fly? Okay, so we've got 3 here. Okay, and so I'm just working a single crochet. I don't think it's necessary. Because fly is a fly, and the fly flies, it's gonna fly. Well, yeah, but you know what? A fly flies when you swat the fly too, because the fly, when when you swat the fly with a fly swatter, then its guts fly all over the place, and then you get little fly stains all over the wall. I mean, I'm sure plenty of you have done that before. Or you use your shoe. I can't tell you how many times but I think, well, one husband would not chase after flies much. Now, the other husband did, and he would throw his shoes at the wall at the flies, and it was disgusting. Because then we had fly guts that was all over the wall, and he was just like, you punch at them. Oh, well, if that works, that's whatever works. I've actually used newspaper, rolled up literature and newspaper on flies. I've used dish towels on the flies. You know, so I've swatted at the flies with a dish towel. That was the only thing I had around. Now spiders, I will use a shoe because they're just big and they're creepy. Now I do let the chameleons, they get to stay. The little chameleons that change colors. I would let them stay when I was living someplace. I would let them stay inside the house. I didn't care that they came in. They weren't bad, even though they did big poops. They weren't bad though, but they did big poops on the wall though. And their poops actually stick to the side of the wall. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but the little lizards, they love being inside of the house. However, the thing is, you want to try to steer them outside if you want them to live, because of the fact that the spiders, or that the chameleons, they're not going to have anything to eat inside. They're after bugs. And so when they come inside of your house, they're not going to have enough bugs to sustain them. And so, you know, you kind of want to try to get them back outside if you can, or leave the door open. So, and the babies will come inside of your house. Sometimes it does work. Spiders are your enemy. Where I live, we have tons of scorpions, and one night I went out and caught like 25 of them. What do you do with the scorpions? Do you fish with them or something? Or do you just play with them? Or do you feed them to snakes or something like that? I mean, yeah, someone's got to feed snakes. I know there's a lot of people on YouTube who have snake collections, or great big snakes that they do things with. And I don't know if snakes eat scorpions or not. I have no idea. Oh, I messed this one up royally. I made it too tight. Oh my gosh. We made it too tight. It won't fit. Okay. Let's see if I can get it done this time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm making kind of an extended one just to get this little point here. That's what I'm doing. And so I'm going through extra stitches, which you've probably seen that. And you can work it that way. Now, this one, we want it to be full because that's how the rose is full. We want it to fan out. Okay, now I'm skipping 1 or 2 stitches. Oh, this is, okay, let me show you. I already have not gonna lie. One time, one was watching me go to the bathroom. They watch me go to the bathroom all the time too. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying when animals watch you go to the bathroom. Then they sit there and look at you. You know, especially if you have a dog. Have you ever had a dog do that to you? Oh my gosh, it's like they're sitting there. My dog, one time, he actually hiked his leg on the bathroom door when we had a place to live. And he hiked his leg. And I'm like, don't you dare go to the bathroom on the door. Okay, Fendi. Oh, uh-oh, what happened here? Oh, I'm back on again. Now we got Chinese. Why do we have Chinese again? So he was actually telling me that I'm so tired of China. I am so sick of China. Stupid. You know what? I'm going to make these fuller. I'm actually going to rip these out and I'm going to make them fuller again. I'm going to rip out these 3 here, 2. Chat disconnected. Why did chat get disconnected? Asshole is doing stuff again. Okay, so I am back on here. I think when they do that, they should all lose their business, you know. I mean, because the thing is, it's like when you've got, okay, we're connected back up again. So, I mean, when one person's livelihood relies on something else, you know, because they don't want it, these people who don't want to have a civil discussion about how things work, and they just want to keep their great big fat paychecks that they're getting. And so the United States government has actually been overpaying their appropriated funding workers when they retire. And then they want to blame China. That's what they're doing, is blaming China for it when they're doing it their own self. And so where, okay, so I'm still, yeah, it's still working here. So I'm working a chain 2, and then I'm going to work a triple crochet, just like that. And then I'm working 2 double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet. 1, 2. And then I'm just skipping 1, working a single crochet. And then I'm working 1, 2, and then 2 double crochet, and then a triple crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, and then skip 1 and a slip stitch. Okay, so this is working out pretty good. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Now mine never looks as good as the pictures. Now maybe I'm just being too hard on myself. Let me do this. Let me just roll it out, like roll it around like this, and then I'll see what I can come up with. Okay, I just wanted to see. Okay, well, that's not too, oh, we're getting somewhere. No, look what we've got. We're getting somewhere here now. We're literally getting somewhere here now. And so then I'm skipping 1, and then I'm working 1, 2, and then 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 triple crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then a chain 2. Now I'm working a triple crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm working 2 double crochet. That's 1, 2, and then 2 half double crochet, 1, two, and then we are working a slip stitch right here, just like that. So this is going to be kind of a smaller rose. It's not going to be a larger rose. Okay, so I'm going to continue on here. We don't have a whole lot more to do. What have I been on here? 25 minutes? That's not too bad, but see, look at how much time crochet takes, though. 25 minutes just to get this far. Now, granted, I have been reading some comments along the way, but, you know, when I crochet, there's things that I do along the way, too. Hello, name I can't read. What did I say you looked like? Mountains yesterday? Arabic? You look like Arabic or Persian lettering. I'm not sure. Arabic or Persian. Okay, I'm making 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and then a triple crochet, 1, 2, 3. I was thinking about making a cat. Or not a cat, a lamb. I was thinking about making a lamb. Now 2 double or a chain 2, and then I'm working a triple crochet. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my hook through this first one, then wrapping the yarn over twice, and then I'm working 1 and then 2 and 3, just like that. It's kind of an extended triple crochet. Here is what I'm working. It's a little bit extended, just like that. Then I'm working 1 and 2 double crochet, and then 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, 2, just like that. I'm skipping 1 stitch and working a slip stitch in the next stitch. I'm kind of shocked that I am just I'm feeling artwork right now. I'm feeling crochet and artwork, and for me, that's, you know, for me coming out of my funk a little bit, you know, to be able to do this on video, and it's like, you know, now if the same thing happens again, it's just going to be sad, you know, because that's why I'm kind of leery. It's going on the internet for me, and doing this on YouTube is kind of the same thing as dating. This actually I can do easier than dating. I can do this easier than dating, actually, because the thing is, it's like I go into it knowing what happened before, and there's always that possibility of it could happen again. And, you know, so, you know, but right now I'm not making any money doing it. So kind of the same thing at the beginning of YouTube. I wasn't making any money at the beginning when I was doing it either. I went into it, I wasn't making any money doing it. I was just uploading videos because I had fun uploading videos onto YouTube, because that's what I went to college to do. That's what I literally went to college to do, was marketing. And I mean, if you guys don't like my marketing, you know, I mean, nobody ever hired me for my marketing college degree. Nobody ever hired me. So I just shared that little tidbit. I thought I was going to get a real job after I went to college, but no. But then college wants you to keep going to college over and over again. And right now, college actually has a distance learning fee that they've tacked on. And I don't remember having anything like that because I had guided self-study. And so I'm working on this rose. I still got it, though. I'm so proud of myself. I still got it. You know, crochet is crochet. It always will be. And I know there's a lot of people who may not be interested. A lot of people are interested. And so we're working 1, 2 double crochet, then a triple crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and now I'm working a triple crochet, and I'm combining all of these together. And so you know, asymmetrical for me with crochet is good. Asymmetrical freeform, you know, where things don't match, that's kind of like the cubism, the artwork. I always thought if I could get a college degree, mine would be in fine arts. But those degrees are very, very expensive. And, so it would either be that or a lawyer. And I don't know why I picked the ones that are very expensive. I have no idea. But so I had to kind of limit my college days. Who's back? Who? Oh, you came back, Fendi. I thought you said you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you coming back. You left and then you came back. Thank you, Fendi. Um, okay, and so I am about done. So we've got something kind of. I know you guys are leaving and coming back. Thank you for that. I do the same thing too. When we get into the carousel of scrolling, the carousel is kind of a fun place. The carousel that YouTube has with the short videos. There's I have to say there's a lot of them that I do watch. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who say that they don't and they don't like it, but it's like, well, why? I mean, the thing is with the carousel, um, you know, I keep hoping that it I mean, YouTube can go a lot of directions. I don't know how they would put the older style videos in the carousel if they even plan on doing that at some point. It would actually get them more views if they put the landscape videos in carousel. But right now the carousel seems to be more the portrait view videos. I've not really seen. I can't scroll through landscape videos in that way. Which ones do I like to watch? I, you know what? I am someone who watches just about everything. I've watched a little bit of just about everything. Right now, I'm. Do you want me to let me see what I've watched? I've watched some crochet videos. I've watched people debating on politics. I've watched religion today. I've watched politics and religion today. I've watched arts and crafts. I watch technology videos. Sometimes I watch Rhett and Link every once in a while. Yesterday I watched Hank Green a little bit. But Hank Green kind of goes down a direction that he's just rambling. Hank Green is rambling. And I know I ramble. Yes, I love technology. I do watch the police videos. I don't like it when people are mean to the police. Um, so I can only stomach so much of some things, but I feel like if people want respect from our private sector with a lot of things, that they need to be kinder with the way they do things. And, but it's like, how do you stop this monster? Yeah, technology. I love technology. And I consider this technology. I've always called myself a domestic engineer. I could be a domestic technologist as well, related to being a housewife. I don't get how people be mean to the police. You don't get that either. Because the thing is, I yeah, I don't get how people are just mean to the police, because to me it looks like influencing. I feel like this is how I think of. No matter what type of experience that you've had with a police officer, the stuff that they actually show on the internet right now, I think I suspect what they're trying to say is that they can put up whatever content on the internet they want to. And so they're basically like influencing bad behavior towards the police. That's what I see. Now, I get that people are probably, I just don't think that I can't see some little old lady in a wheelchair trying to run away from and evade the police. Now, if you're making a meme about that, that's one thing. If you have some little old lady or little old man trying to go away from the police because they're on their hover round and they're trying to escape from the police. If you're making a joke of that, more power to you. It's probably going to be funny and it's going to get a lot of laughs. Yeah, well, true. The police are trying to keep you safe. You're absolutely right about that. Their job is to respond, though. I thought, is it their job to keep you safe? Because I've never been a police officer. I don't know. I can only speculate on what the police do. And so, yes, it is their job. If you feel threatened by anything, it is the job of the police to actually help you when you are threatened by some neighborhood adversary. Now, adversary is someone who is against you. So when you have an adversary in your living environment, be that in your neighborhood or in your home, that's why the police are there, is to help you. And so, but there's this element of people who are actually portraying the police as being the enemy. And I don't know why they're doing that. And the only reason I can speculate is that who could be dangerous with the people on the loose? Yes, criminals, people who've been let out of prison would be dangerous. Your husband can be dangerous. Even your wife, for some people, they've said that they can be dangerous. Your caretaker can be dangerous, which that's your parents can be dangerous against a child. They can be dangerous. A school teacher can be dangerous. And when I say a caretaker, that's a person who is in the private sector caretaking for an individual who has special needs. And so our country has gone down that direction where they've talked about the special needs community, and they have someone who is taking all the money from the special needs person. They're not taking care of them, but they're frivolously spending all their money because they are in charge of and taking care of someone who has special needs. So if that makes any sense with that. So, I mean, there's all kind illegal migrants would be dangerous. Workers in places can be dangerous. That's a worker who is working, any person. A police officer could be dangerous. A soldier in the military could be dangerous with what they do towards a wife or a husband, or any person, any human being can be dangerous towards someone else. And so that's the and I even factor in the withholding money. When you withhold money from someone and you withhold living circumstances from someone, okay, so they want the money from the American public. They want the government to pay for everything. Oh, this turned out really pretty. Look at this. Look at what we've got right here. Mine might not stand out as glamorous as what some of those other photos do, but it's a beautiful flower there. I'm going to sew it up together. So there's all kinds of people, workers who go into rooms, for example, someone in an assisted living facility who is a maintenance person in an assisted living facility. That person can be dangerous towards someone in the room. So it can, there's, I mean, it's just endless. It's just endless. People you think are your friend are not. So you kind of have to just, there's a lot of who could be dangerous out there. A lot. And so, I also think the criminal aspect of the internet, predators on the internet who don't have the best intentions of people, be any age, from child up to adult. That can be any age. So when they're I call them the groomers. Because what they do is they like to groom a person into thinking that they're safe. That's what they're doing, is grooming. Now I've cut off a big long stretch of thread here, a big long stretch of yarn here. And so I'm going to be wrapping this up and sewing it together. So the groomers, so I call them the groomers because of the fact that they have they will call, how do I word this? They like to try to foster a culture to make you feel like you're safe in something when you may not be safe. They do the same thing on the internet, so nothing is any different. So when you have someone on the internet, or be that in the internet or real life, now with the internet, you do kind of have a little bit of a layer, though. That's what I would say. You have a little bit of a layer because of the fact you don't have to respond. I mean, you can talk to the person, but if they, oh, you have to go. If they are trying to do something to you, they actually will, they actually want to get your information from you, your personal information, to know where you're at. So if they're always wanting to have your email or something like that, then that's kind of the person that I'm talking about, is that they are trying to get at you for some reason. I don't know why they want to do that. You know, so you know, and this makes it harder. I'm just thinking, if so, say that there's investigators or something on the internet, and we keep hearing about that all the time. And if they're trying to get a hold of someone where they think that a crime has taken place of some sort, I don't know how they would reconcile that, or how they would do that anymore, because they've made a culture right now where it's so hard for anybody to chat with anybody or talk to anybody. They're going to have a hard time getting through to people that a crime has taken place upon them under these circumstances, if that makes any sense. And so I'm just sewing this together right now, and that's why I sewed the extra round of row. Actually, I sewed the extra row of half double crochet at the end there, was so that I would have an extra place to sew things in right here like this. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, we've got those two words, so and so, S-E-W and S-O. Okay, so I'm bringing this on around here. I'm keeping it down here at the bottom like that. Okay, so I'm putting it I don't have a whole lot left here, but I've got it sewn in pretty, tight here. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here around like this, and around here. I was also listening to a guy this morning. Oh, you know what else I listened to as well? I was listening to some of the Wall Street stuff. So what I hear a lot of is these young guys with the Wall Street thing. They are upset because they're not making the money that they think they should be making with Wall Street. And there was this old man explaining to a younger guy how come they weren't making the money. And he was trying to explain to them about the institutions, and that institutions are different from individual people. And he was making a good point there. Okay, so now my flower looks, I don't know, there's something about it that makes it look a little bit funny here. I don't know what I've got going on. It does look like a flower, though. It does look like a rose, kind of. It's just not as, well, let's see here. If we do this, yeah, it does. Actually, then it does kind of. Yeah, it really does. Okay, well, Let me sew a little bit up through here. I'll sew a little bit up here. And so anyway, this elderly gentleman, and I would say he was probably in his, I'm going to say he's maybe close to 70. And so this young guy, he was selling a course on how to make money on Wall Street. And I found that, they're all, he looked like he was one of these football jocks, and they all kind of do the same thing, but their work is on Wall Street. I mean, Wall Street pays their salaries. So it's their job to go out there, and and the thing I want to ask is, why is it so many of them are involved with brokerage companies? And so they're all involved with brokerage companies. Is someone giving them that money? I mean, the other thing I find interesting is the fact that with Wall Street, um, okay, if you just have an IRA or you have an account and you're an old person, you do things in that account by yourself. So you need to kind of get information from, you hear what other people are talking about before you decide if you're going to put some individual money into a stock or a mutual fund or bonds, and however that stuff works. There's just things I've never done before, and I don't plan on doing it. In fact, the elderly gentleman, he called Wall Street gambling, and I'm like, thank you. So he's telling this young man that Wall Street is gambling. Now, he would have to do it. It's not something that I could do, because I know a lot of men have a hard time having respect for women, knowing anything, and they just view women as a bunch of twits. Unfortunately, that's just how I see things, is that men, even the young men, are trained and raised to view women as a bunch of twits. And so, but I've been hollering about this for many, many years. Oh, look, I like that little curves, it curves right up there. Oh my goodness sakes. I wished I'd have gotten out my green yarn. I probably could, and I could go get my green yarn and make some leaves. Maybe I should do that. I'd like to make some leaves here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is just tie. I'm going to make a knot here because I think this is pretty good. Let's see here. We've got it sewed in here. Yeah, it feels sewed in here pretty good. I think see, it's kind of thick there. It's not just all flat. It's not a flat flower. I didn't just go around and fan it out like some flowers are. This one it has kind of, oh, how many inches? Let's see if we can. Oh, it's about 1.5 inches high. 1.5 inches high, 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. Yeah, something like that. And so, okay, we're going to set this right here. I'm going to go over and I'm going to get some, I think I've got green yarn. I was thinking about making a lily pad. Okay, let me go get some green yarn. Okay, so now I'm going to be working on a leaf. That's what I want to work on here, is a leaf. At least one. or 2. I'm trying, I had a method of how I was making my leaves, and now I don't quite remember how I was doing them. I'm just going to go for it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with making the foundation single crochet. Maybe I'm not sure how many stitches. That's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we've got 6. That looks pretty good. We've got about 6 there. And okay. So how do I want to do this? Okay, I'm going to work a chain 1, and then I'm going to single crochet 1, and then work 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, half double crochet, 1, 2, and then double crochet, 1, 2, and then work more double crochet. And I'm working increases as well on here, so the leaf is not gonna lay down completely flat. Now I'm gonna work some triple crochet. Yeah, triple crochet will work. I know a lot of folks say they don't like to do triple crochet, but there is a, when you're doing things like this, there is a reason for triple crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, we keep jumping off the hook. Okay. We got 6. That's going to be a big leaf. Sometimes the leaves are bigger than the flowers. That's a fact there. Let's do 7. Okay. We'll do 7. Okay. Now we're going to do, how many? I don't remember how many I did on this other side. Maybe 2, 1. Then we'll gradually step it on down. Okay, now we're doing 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then half double crochet, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then slip stitch in the top here. Just, oh, look at this. Oh, check this out. Okay, check that out. This will also work as a tongue. So if you wanted to make a tongue, Mr. Leaf here will also work for a tongue if you want to make a emoji or something, or some animal that has a big, like a dinosaur that has a giant tongue. What I just made here will work for a tongue. So there's multiple things that you can use. This, actually, I would make it longer if I was going to make a big giant tongue. So if I wanted to, I don't know, let's see if we could put it in here and make a flower and put eyeballs on the flower and turn it into, I don't know what we would turn it into here. A lily pad, maybe? I don't know. Lily pad. But this is how it looks. Now, mine does not look as nice and neat as the AI images that come out of AI. Theirs are nice and neater than mine are. So this is what it actually looks like when you crochet it. But I still love the AI photos, though, because of the fact that I get some excellent ideas from them. So I can pull these on out like this, even though it's stacked up high. I get some really great ideas from AI. You guys see that? Maybe I should. Okay. So I think that's pretty good. Actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off here and I'm gonna sew it in. I'm not gonna put any, sometimes I put like little PK on the sides of the leaves. I had another leaf and I just can't remember what it was that I was doing. There was another leaf and oh, was it the rib stitch? It might have been the rib stitch, maybe. I just can't remember exactly. Oh, I know what I did. I know what kind of leaf I made. I think I just remembered. I think I know what I made. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just remembered what I made. It was a ribbing kind of a stitch. But this works perfect for a leaf here. And I love the variegated colors because it adds the tones and highlights and, you know, so I kind of found myself, I didn't like the flat yarn. And when I say flat, it was just flat as in one color because of the fact that I found that, well, it doesn't look like a natural leaf, but this actually looks like a natural leaf. And so, you know, with any artist, they like to have things looking, and that's the beauty of variegated yarn, which is the variegated colors here that we have, the different hues and tones. Now, if you're just making a sweater, it might not be so pretty, but, you know, these things, you know, for smaller projects and things like that that are easy, if you have something that you're making, I don't know, maybe crochet is just outdated and people just don't like it anymore. I don't know. I have no idea. Now I like this in the cotton yarn, full cotton and thread. But the tongue, oh my goodness sakes, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this tongue here, I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but I don't know. Does it look like a flower here? A flower with a, not a flower. It was supposed to look like a flower. Okay. I was trying to get it to look like a frog or something, maybe. I'm not sure. So, like people on the loose, who could be dangerous. The illegals, Fendi. I know you're not still here probably, but the illegals are who could be dangerous. But we have all kinds of people who can be dangerous. So, um, yeah. This is the thing I always struggle with. Is trying to make it look like the pretty AI flowers on the internet. Okay, so do I need to flatten you out? Now you look funny. Yeah. Okay, so, or do we just roll you back up like this? Okay, that looks pretty good there like that, actually. That looks like a flower. Now, someone else who doesn't do this is going to say, that is the most beautiful flower. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to learn. I don't want to take the time. How much do you sell those for? Um, if we had two little eyes here, then we would have a flower emoji. We do have flower emojis, but we would have flower emoji with a tongue. I need to put eyes on here. So we have a green tongue, two eyes here, and flower emoji. So this is my storytelling, guys. Now, you said you needed storytelling. I'm telling a story about my flower has a mind of its own. It thinks for itself. It has a green tongue here, and there's two eyes right here. We can't see them very well right now, but there is eyes in here. My flower has eyes, and this is the little thing that spurts out when it catches bugs. So it's like a flower fly trap type of a thing, and then it spurts out and it catches bugs, and that's how the flower eats bugs and things like that. You know, when bugs get caught inside of the flowers, I mean, why can't the flower eat bugs? I think it probably does. Um, and so that little emoji, that little woman, dancing woman that I made with the, oh, I've got a fly in here now. That is so ironic. I had not had a fly in here for such a long time. And there is like a bee. There's a bee. Well, how in the world did that happen? There is a bee that is flying around now. How in the world did that happen, and where did you come from? You weren't in here before, and now you are. Um, you can find yourself on out of the room now. Um, that is so weird. It's almost like I talk it into life. I mean, I can talk bugs into life. I mean, that seems to be a fact for me talking. Oh, I like that. That looks pretty good. I like that too. Let me make the other flower because I don't quite want to go yet. Not the other flower. I'm going to make my other leaf that I was just talking about. Okay, so let's set you back up here and we're going to make the other leaf. Okay, so let me do this. 1, 2, I'm going to work the foundation single crochet, maybe about 6 or 7 stitches. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do that one quite right. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm thinking on how did I do this before? I have an idea. Okay, so I went in these loops behind the stitch. Okay, I need to get, these are a little bit challenging to get through. Okay, you're pulled up there. One and 2. Okay. 3 and 4. Five, this one's a little bit more challenging because we're working in the loop behind. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that looks right. Wait, let me start over. I'm not liking how that looks. I'm going to start over. No, I got a knot. Well, this stinks. I've got a knot here. Okay, let me start over. Okay, I think I'm just going to do the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to do the chain. 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the end, I'm going to work at least 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to keep going on around, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I like to stop early on this one. This flower I love. Okay, so I'm going to turn right here, and I'm going to leave little spots here. I knew if I thought of my flower that what I was doing, I would remember which one it is. Okay, so I'm going to go on around, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Now I need, at the end here, I need to do increases, which means I need to work 2 single crochet around to keep my curved end going here. 1. You can do as many as you want or as few as you want. Now this is where you will see the pattern on the front side, not so much on the back side, even though the back side will maintain the look of a leaf. I was thinking there was another one that I actually did that I could see it on both sides. I'm going to have to think about what that one was. Okay, maybe this might be it. Maybe this is it. This almost, doesn't that look like a tulip? It does, it looks like a tulip. I think this is a double-sided maybe. It kind of does look like a tulip though. I don't think we have green tulips. Okay, so I'm just going to work this first one in the single crochet there, but now I'm going in this back loop. So I'm picking up this loop right here and then working down the sides like this until I get down to the rounded edge here. And then I will be adding 2 single crochet, and this is to carry the pattern so that it doesn't curve up, and so I want it to be curved, and that's why I'm working 2 single crochet in the loops around the edge here so it kind of stays flat. Now it does I like asymmetrical flowers, and so I'm just kind of showing you the idea of how it's worked. Okay. Yeah, this might be the one. Yep, this is the one that has the pattern on both sides actually. And so see how it's kind of fanning out right there. So now I'm going to turn and work a single crochet, and then I'm working in the back loop only here. There's still another one that I did. I think I had 2 or 3 different leaves that I did. Actually, I would make this one a little bit longer. Yesterday I watched the show Land of the Lost on YouTube. I know Fendi was asking what I was watching. I watched the show Land of the Lost. Oh my gosh, I loved that show when I was a kid. And I was just sitting here watching Land of the Lost yesterday about the dinosaur. Okay, we are continuing on around and up this direction. I like this. I just would make it longer. That's the only thing that I am seeing right now, is that I would make it longer. But it most definitely is a leaf. Someone's probably going to argue with me on the internet. No, that's not a leaf. It's like, for crying out loud. Okay, let's put it. See how it looks like? Oh, you know what else it looks like? Flipper feet. If you were making a duck, this would be some really good flipper feet for ducks. Do you see the duck flipper feet here? I see the duck flipper feet. And so if you're making a tall looking duck, this would be perfect flipper feet. And so all I do is just keep going around, and I call it a leaf. It is a leaf because we have many, many different leaves. And yesterday when I made, maybe I should look, this is hard to believe that these are both from the same yarn. Don't they look like they're from different yarns? They do. Actually, I am going to save this one because I'm going to sew both of them on my flower. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to sew both of them on my flower. This is why I love variegated yarn so much. For a while I wasn't liking it, but then when I thought, well, let me do just short, quick little crochet things. And that's something I learned at the beginning of YouTube, was people like short, quick, easy things to make. You know, that's satisfying to make something right away and be done with it. Something that doesn't take hours and hours and hours. So in the crochet community, this is my advice for people who are doing crochet, is even though short for us could be an hour, that is a good short. 60 minutes is a good short. Oh, what have I been on here now for? Oh, just over an hour. We have made a rose and 2 different types of leaves. I've also made a tongue and a duck foot. Even though these are both leaves, they'll work as a duck foot, a webbed foot, and a tongue. Okay, so let's this is where my brain goes. Yes, it might be a little messed up according to some people, but I'm going to show you. I asked AI yesterday to make me a lily pad. I'm going to show you what the lily pad looks like. It's going to be very, very quick and simple. Okay, I'm going to make a chain 3 here. We're going to join. So this is a lily pad right here. So I'm going to work, let's do double crochet. Let's just do a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, let's stop. If I stopped right here, like this is what AI is calling a lily pad. I'm going to go around one more round and we're going to double it up. We're going to do 2 up to 24. So I'm going to have 24. I'm working 2 double crochet in each stitch around. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're halfway there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Okay, so this is what AI calls a lily pad. So I asked Gemini to make me a lily pad yesterday, and this is what it made. So I just looked at the picture to see what Gemini... Now it looks like Pac-Man. It looks a little bit like Pac-Man here. So this is what AI gave me for a lily pad. So let's take this, call it a lily. Now we have a lily pad. You see that? We've got a lily pad. Pretty cool, huh? We've got, do you see, oh, awesome. Do you see that? We've got our lily pad. And let's stick these under here too. We've got our, oh my, we got to move you over here. Okay. We've got our lily pad. You see that? Okay. So I've got 3 leaves. This is another leaf right here. So we've got, yeah, 3 leaves right now. Leaves don't have to be complicated. They can be whatever you want them to be. Okay, we're going to cut. And this is all from the same skein. And now once again, we actually kind of looks like we're working off of different skeins of yarn, but it's still the same skein. So what I'm going to do here is I need to sew some of these tails in because they are getting on my nerves. The tails completely. I don't know. Sometimes I like to leave these tails on for the purposes of if I want to sew it onto something, which I don't plan on doing that. So what I'm going to do is just sew these tails right. I'm going to sew them in, and at the same time, I'm going to decide I'm going to sew my leaf on as well. I'm going to attach, because it's on the back side, nobody's going to see it. And, okay, let's do this one first. Should I? Okay, maybe I should. What I need to do is sew these tails in first because they're going to get in the way. Okay, so let's just sew you guys in. This is the part, it can be, this is monotonous a little bit. It's a little bit boring sewing these tails in. But it's a necessary evil. Okay. Now if you wash it or something, they'll probably come out. They come out at the most inopportune time when you don't want them to come out. When you've got a great big yarn barf and you're trying to make something, then it actually makes it hard to get it out. You know, so that's the thing that for me, it's like, my goodness, why is this so difficult and so challenging? It's like when I'm making something and the knot won't come out, and then when I wash it, the knot comes out. You know, that's happened to me with Afghans and blankets, and it's like, okay, we got to figure. I know there's a Russian join of some sort that people use, and so I just try to sew right between all of the yarn fibers, so I hope they grab a hold of each other. And that's what I hope with these. They grab a hold of each other and they won't come out. And so this isn't something I'm going to be playing with or anything. Well, yeah, I mean, I probably will be playing with it. Okay, so we're putting it through here. I'm going to give it a little tug like that. And then we're going to cut it off. And I don't want to cut, okay, I don't want to cut through my piece that I just made there. Okay, so now let's sew it on. We're going to sew it on with this. We're going to use the purple yarn on the back of Rose here. Alrighty then. Okay, so we're going to set this right on here, right about there. Which side do we want to use? Either side doesn't really matter here. They're both beautiful. Okay, so let's set you guys right here for the time being. And we're just going to start sewing you on here just like this. Okay. We're going to sew you on here. Just like that. Okay, that is pretty good there. That is awesome. Awesome job there, self. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go through this leaf a little bit like that. So we're going to be securing this leaf down through so it's secure. We've got some tail, some yarn fiber security going on here. A little bit of yarn fiber security taking place here to make sure all the yarn fibers stay in one place. And they're not going to. So we got, it's just the leaf. The leaf is actually on there pretty good right now. And so I like to leave a little bit of wiggle room, you know, so it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. So if you're doing photos or something like that, then you can stage it in different ways and work with it in different positions. And that seemed, for me, that seems to work out. I've actually sometimes used leaves and just see if the tails are showing through. That's okay. Let's see here. Oh, I just gave it a little tug. Look what happens. They disappear. And they actually become, I like purple mixed with green. There is just something that I just totally love about purple, greens, and pinks together. I don't know what it is. It's just something that really, really is appealing to me. Purples, pinks, and greens together. They just work really well together. And so I'm going to leave this tail right here for right now. Because I'm thinking, let's see which one we should, I don't know which direction to use, if I want to use it this way or this way. I haven't decided yet. Okay, we know you're going to go out like that. I don't know which way. I'm leaning towards this way, so let's work on this one next. Okay, we're going to work on sewing your tails in because they're pretty short. So we're going to sew you guys in. Now this is a part that's very, very time consuming, is sewing in tails. It does take quite a bit of time to sew the tails in. And so, you know how us old ladies who've been doing this since we were in our 20s and some of us teens, and you know, this old lady sport here, we know men had to get in on it. But you don't got to be taking any ginger blocking pills to do this, though. Now, do you? No, you just got to be a jerk and live in Canada. Oh, wait. Oh, Capybara. Okay, Capybara. Hello, Capybara. And so I just noticed that you just popped in here, Capybara. I'm just talking my thoughts out loud. That's all I'm doing here, because I do that when I'm doing this privately in my brain. And so I'm just being a jerk. I think I'm just being a jerk, probably. And so, yeah. Ding! Ding dong phone. Yeah, I know you like that. You're just being a jerk. Ding dong! Ding dong! Avon's calling. Avon! What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, so now I was looking at Asbury Church today, and I subscribed to one of them that has the thing about Asbury Church, and the pastor was at, what was his name? His name was John, and he was asking where do they go from here? And I don't know if they were talking about their ministry or what. The last time he posted was 2 years ago when Asbury Church was really, really popular. So they had a big movement and a big mission that there was taking place and doing a revival. And so it seems like their revival maybe has lost a little bit of its edge. I'm just not sure what's going on. Asbury Church just came out of nowhere. And they were all over the place. They had all these churches that looked the same. I don't know where they were broadcasting from. And then they were even talking about don't jump in the balconies because some of them are over 100 years old and they might break and fall. That's what they were talking about. They could have a balcony collapse. So they were telling people not to shout and jump. And I thought that was probably some good advice, especially if the churches are that old. So a lot of churches in the United States are that old. Okay, so... Okay, I know which direction I'm going in next. Okay. I get entirely too excited when I see something taking shape and form here. I might have to make another flower, actually. Now I'm thinking maybe I might want to make another flower. I'm not positive yet. Okay, so I'm sewing this on the back side here, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna use you a little bit here, just a little bit. Okay, we've got you around here, and we're gonna put you up here, and then back in here like this, and we're just gonna sew you through here. We're just doing random stitching. It's not anything. It blends in. The yarn just blends in, so we don't have to worry about how big our stitches are. And if we get something, we can just tug it on in like that. Let's see what this, look what we've got going on here. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm creating kind of like a flower lily pad that looks sort of like a person too, you know. So I mean, I've always said that the way our nature works is that there's a big food chain. The food chain of everything becoming a part of everything else. I don't see it any other way. That's how I see our universe, is all of us becoming a part of something else. You know, be that technology, be that, you know, with the planet Earth, we get ground up into the fine fire pits of volcanoes eventually over the decades. You know, I mean, and so that's where my brain has gone. It's not going to leave this sentiment anytime soon. And, you know, so we're all a part of something else, you know. So, I mean, I've said some really strange things, and I'm warning you right now. You're coming, Dipka Saha, what are you coming for? Oh, are you Jesus Christ and you're coming? Okay. Thank you, Jesus, for sharing that with us. Jesus loves you, this I know, for the Bible told me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves you and me. Yes, Jesus loves you and me. Yes, Jesus loves you and me. For the Bible told us so. And I'm sewing. Okay. So we got this done right here like this. And so I'm gonna oh my goodness sakes, we're making a little person here out of our flower. Now I was watching Land of the Lost yesterday. Now, Land of the Lost, when I look at the dinosaurs, sometimes what I see when I'm looking at the dinosaurs, I actually see chameleons. And I'm thinking, now, did someone take the chameleons and the dragons, the lizards that we have, and they actually made people smaller to match the size of the dragons, and that's how they created that song? Dipka. Is that what they did? So I'm asking that question because my goodness sakes, that show is hilarious. If you want to look at some funny green screen, watch the show, old shows. I hope I get HR Puffin stuff too. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff. I think that's how it went. Jackie Paper was his name, I think. Something like that. I mean, America has been having a love affair with Jack for a very long time, whether you guys want to believe it or not. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to have to accept it. Okay, so, or wait. Oh, should I do it? I should. Then we have to put arms on. Okay, if I do it like this, then I'm going to have to put some arms on my creature. I don't know what I should put on for arms though. Or I could just leave it like this and then think about what I'm going to do a little bit later. That's what I'm thinking. Make, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. My brain is always thinking all the time. Sometimes it's nice to have the thoughts shut off. And, you know, by not watching TV, that's helpful for me to not watch TV. Especially with that nonsense, the PSYOPs programs they've got going on. I don't like them. I just don't like the PSYOPs. They just get worse and worse and worse as time passes. And it's like, okay, if you don't want us watching that stuff anymore, we won't. I don't like the PSYOPs. I feel like there's a song coming out of that. I don't like the PSYOPs. It's a PSYOPs. It's a big Democrat cryops. Oh, the cryops and the PSYOPs. Oh, PSYOPs. Okay, so we've got that little tail sewed in here, and I kind of want to do it like that so it looks like a mouth there. Pac-Man flower. I think it's a Pac-Woman flower, or Pac-Woman flower. No, we don't want to, we want to call it a Pac-Man, because actually the thing is, if we call it a Pac-Woman, then men will be mean to our flower, and I just know how this direction goes. So we're going to call it a Pac-Man flower. Okay, so we've got you right there, and I think I have enough to go this direction, and I'm going to go down here with Pac-Man flower, and we're going to stick you right about there, like that. It almost, this is what I call free form. You know, because I'm just making this up out of my head. I'm not following anything. Now, I did print out, you know, in full disclosure, I did print out a flower from Gemini this morning to put in my thumbnail. So I had something. But I actually literally made my flower too. You know, so we've been getting this stuff from AI, I think, for many, many years. I think that's what we're being told, is that AI stuff has been around for quite some time. And green screen technology, of course, has, you know. And that's why I said, if you guys want to see something funny, go watch the show Land of the Lost. It's a cute show. Oh, and they had Dopey. Dopey. Okay, Holly wanted to keep Dopey, but see, Dopey was a little dragon. He was a baby dragon, and he was eating all the strawberries. I remember that show. I remember watching that when I was a kid, and I thought that episode was fun. When Dope, you know, so, and then Holly was training the Dopey, the dinosaur, to pull the wagon. And then Dopey would come around at night and cry because Dopey was lonely, and Dopey wanted to cuddle up with, you know, because Holly was treating Dopey like a dog. And so she was feeding Dopey, and then Dopey was coming around all the time. Um, and so Dopey then, one night, then Dopey was crying so much that another dinosaur came around, Grumpy. His name was Grumpy. And so they had to shoo Grumpy away with a stick. And so I think, I don't remember the dad's name, but I think her brother's name was William. I think that was his name, was William. Now, if you're someone who likes to look into PSYOPs, brainwashing, MK Ultra trends, think about William, the name. Now, you had a Prince William. Well, wait a minute. Prince William Sound. All the kings named William in the past. And, and this was before Prince William was born, actually. But I think you had the names William before that. You know, so it's all in the names. The trends are all in the names. I've said that before. A lot of the trends are all in the names. Oh, Rose. Why didn't you have a lily pad to float on up there in the Arctic, and you and Jack could have got on it and saved your lives? You really could have. If you would have had a lily pad instead of a door, and there wasn't enough room for Jack to be up on the door with you, even though technically, Rose, I think you should have died along with Jack because it was that cold. It was really that cold up there in the Arctic that I just can't believe that Rose survived. And Jack didn't. Now, Jack makes sense because he was in the water. And there just wasn't enough room for him to get up on the door, for the both of them to be on the door that was floating. I'm surprised, though, that the door actually floated. I kind of would have thought the door would have sunk. It would have gotten waterlogged and sunk. Okay, so we're still sewing our tails in here. I have got something fun here going on. Okay. I should have included the wording plushie as well, shouldn't I have? I should have. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got quite the lily pad going on here. We just don't have any arms. This isn't going to work unless we put some arms on. Somehow, we've got to think of some arms to put on here. That might be for another video, though. That's really pretty. I mean, I could see this being a necklace. You know, putting a necklace on and hanging it around your neck and wearing this as a necklace. That would be really cool. I don't think it's something that's going to sell, though, but it would be in the portfolio, like people were talking about you having a portfolio of your artwork that you've carried around from high school for the past 50, 60, 70 years. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they're saying is that we, you know, that, oh, there was a lady who told me the other day, what she said was I shouldn't have gotten rid of my original YouTube channel because then I got rid of my portfolio of content that I was doing. And, you know, and the links for the past, since the beginning of YouTube. And she said I shouldn't have gotten rid of it. But then I had to explain to her what was going on, and then she understood why I did. She understood quite a lot better why I had to get rid of it, because I told her I wanted to break the connections with my ex-husband's family, and that was the only way I know how to do it, was to get rid of my YouTube channel, because it just seemed like they or someone else, another entity, was actually watching, and then they were coming to the house and they were being jerks. And, you know, so that was the only way to do it. You know, I didn't know any other way to do it. You know, so when you want to break connections, AI tends to stalk you in some senses and dox you and SWAT you, apparently. And, you know, so I keep hearing that there's supposed to be some laws that are coming up. I don't know if that's in the future or how it's going to work. But I like this flower. I actually like it a lot right now. I'm really inclined, you know what I want to do right now? I want to add more to my leaf up there. Okay, so we're going to sew you in here. We're going to take and sew you right in here. And, okay, we'll put that in there like that. Okay, we've got that in there. Okay, so actually what I want to do is a little bit more I think I want to do a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it for right now. I think I'm going to leave it for right now. Because, I mean, this looks like something a robot would. Yeah, I do. I think that a robot eventually would understand this logic. I really do. I think a robot. Okay, let's do a little. Yeah, it'll be fun to see what AI comes up with on this one, with the picture to video concept. I really like the picture to video. That's a lot of fun, especially when it goes into, especially when it morphs into something that actually looks like this, and then it morphs into a three-dimensional character. It doesn't do it all the time, but it does enough that I know it knows how to do it, but it just won't do it all the time. But I think it's cool though. So I'm gonna see what, I don't know, could it be a frog? Maybe it's a frog. Let's see if we can get it in a position of being a frog that has a flower to around its neck. Do it, frog. Frog, are you in here? I don't know. Or a dragon. I actually do see a dragon. That's why I liked this right here, is because what I see is a dragon right here. This is the dragon's head, and this is its feet right here. So a dragon, well, wait, I think there is such a thing as a dragon flower, isn't there? Let me see. I think there's a dragon flower. Let me see. DRAGGONFLOWER. Dragon flower plant. Yes, there is. Oh, dragon flower. Oh my goodness. There's a dragon flower winery. Dragon flowers Montreal. Dragon flower mantis. Dragon flower tattoo. Dragon flower Winnipeg. Dragon flower pot. Dragon flower vine. Dragon flower names. Let's see what we got here. Dragonflower names. The dragonflower, oh my gosh, they're actually this color. They're green and purple. The dragonflower, commonly known as snapdragon. Oh, the snapdragon. Genus Antirrhinum includes a variety of species and cultivars, each with unique characteristics. There is the rocket snapdragons. We're going to go into flowers a little bit. The bright butterfly snapdragons. Madam butterfly snapdragons. Oh, this is like snap peas too. We got snap peas and snapdragons. The sonnet snapdragons, or maybe the T is silent. I'm not sure. Sonnet. Frosted flames. Chandelier snapdragons. Sonnet snapdragons. Additional varieties. Antirrhinum Magus, the most popular species used in gardens. Antirrhinum belladifolum, the various, what is that called? The various cultivars. Cultivars. The cultivars, it sounds like the cultivars. Various cultivars. It's cultivars, spelled Cultivars. The cultivars, snapdragons, it sounds like cult of ours. It's one of those words. It's a blur word. Yeah. This is a lot of interesting snapdragons. I love snapdragons. They are pretty, and they look like little bells. They almost look like the little, like a, well, they look like those floating balloons that the luminaries, or the lamps that they fly, and then there's heat that makes them fly up high in the sky, and then they burn as they get up higher. That's kind of what they look like. Little bells though. Let me see if I can find more of them. Flower Snapdragon images. Yeah, they are cool. Snapdragons, they are pretty. This is the thing I always wanted to have, was a huge flower garden. I mean, for me, just to have a huge flower garden of my own to take care of, and um, that's what I wanted to have, was a house and my own flower garden. A big giant flower garden with a bunch of pretty different colors. That one is cool. This purple one, it says cute flower dragon, dragon artwork, dragon pictures. Now this snapdragon, it actually literally looks almost like a dragon. I'm kind of getting in there with this, you know, if I if I added more things to it. My goodness. Okay, well, I think, what have I been on here for 2 hours now? And so I'll think of something to do next. Eventually, if I use up all my yarn, I'm going to have to buy some more, and I don't know what to do with the stuff that I've got right now. If I was trying to just reuse it to teach some stitches and things, but now I've got something else going on here, and I'm not sure what. But I'm going to have fun with this, though. I'm not sure what kind of fun I'm going to have with it, but Snapdragon. We got Snapdragons. Lily pad or Snapdragon? Now sometimes the flowers, they look, oh, they are caterpillars. What are those ones when they, no, not the milkweeds. The ones that look like caterpillars when they go to seed. Can't remember what they're called. Google is going to remind me, though. I know you will. And they were up in the Midwest, and they went to seed every fall, and they looked like little caterpillars when they, can't remember what they're called. And you're going to help me out, Google. I know you will. I count on you. You're going to tell me a little bit later what they are. They're not dandelions. Dandelions are round, but these look like little caterpillars, kind of like dandelions, and they go to seed in the fall. And the little seeds, and so when you play with them, though, they look like little caterpillars, but they're not actually caterpillars. Sometimes there's caterpillars on them, but when they go to seed, they kind of look like dandelions. Dandelion. I love dandelions, though. My mom didn't like them. But our yard was full of dandelions, though. She didn't even go out and try to get rid of all the dandelions either. They just always stayed, and we played with them. You know, so she wasn't someone who, she called them weeds. I called them flowers, my own self. But I don't know why they called them weeds. They were something that came with the grass, though. It seemed like there was dandelions that was mixed with the grass. That's the only thing I could conclude, because how else would it be that if dandelions weren't meant to be in our yard? I mean, it's like, this is how I always thought of it. Isn't dandelion, why is there such a separation of what is a weed and what is a flower? Because if God didn't want to have dandelions on his planet, why did God and Jesus give us dandelions? They're beautiful flowers. If you have a whole field of dandelions and they're blooming in yellow, you've got a bunch of yellow, a big carpet of flowers. And God gave it to you, but yet you're using chemicals to try to get rid of the dandelions, for crying out loud, in your yard near your families. Why are you doing that? You know, and that's in those Wall Street home association communities that are doing that. It's like, you're not just going to eradicate all weeds from flowers, from grass. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And I'm thinking, I would rather leave the dandelions and have pretty flowers in my yard, even though you mow over them every once in a while. You know, they come back. They come back even better after that, you know, so You know, if you want to mow, that's fine every once in a while, but mowing has been taken entirely too seriously. That's what I have to say. Yeah, mowing and, mowing the lawn is a rich person's hobby. Oh, that's a video that I need to make. Mowing the lawn is a rich man's hobby. Because most people who are living in poverty can't afford a lawnmower. Someone else is going to have to mow the lawn. I know I can't afford to do it. And why am I hearing sirens? Uh-oh. I wonder what's going on. Anyway, I've been on here. I'll come on later and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not sure quite yet what I'm going to do. But I like my flower though. I really like my flower. It kind of looks like a hurricane. We could call it the hurricane flower. Woo, we're spinning. We're spinning. We're spinning. Oh, now this is a cool angle. Well, it really does kind of have a tongue. So if I put it up on top of something, it does kind of look like it would fly. So it's something that flies and it's got a giant tongue here. Maybe that's what it is. But I can see this being something a robot would morph into. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, okay. I think that's it. I know I said that before, but this time is it.